called it meanest, hardest traveling music, whatever the fuck that means. John Wren described it as heavy, hard blues rock, dynamic and raunchy. I know what that means. Ben Edmonds found it tight and well-disciplined, flashy but solid. I think that's a fair take. And Vining found them new and fresh and original, heavy but with more restraint, more tightness and control than Led Zeppelin. Roy York called the Allman Brothers Band almost impossible to categorize. It's blues, but it's also Latin and jazz flavored. They hadn't really busted out the jazz yet until the next album, Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Good on Roy. Compares the band to the Grateful Dead, the way the Allmans use original material as a jumping off place for a jam that can go into many musical idioms and back to the original form and still fit together. The band's instrumental focus, Cream's Ben Edmonds argued, demonstrated the Allman Brothers Band functioned as a high-powered unit rather than individual talents. Now, that is something that Phil Walden also promoted. Interesting to me to see how promotional language from the record company finds its way into how people talked about the Allman Brothers. I might be the only person in the world who cares about this shit, but I know I'm not. Edmonds found the approach baffling. While the band as a whole functions very tightly, the individual identities of band members are hidden, even in the case of the guitars, which are most often at the forefront. We have no clear picture of who the musician is, as both Duane and Dickie Betts are listed as playing lead guitar. I suspect Duane handles the yeoman's share, but who can be sure? Perhaps with a wider range of material, the identities of the band members will emerge. But on this, we'll have to wait for the next Allman Brothers album. What really stands out here is the fact that there are two lead guitar players in this band. And Ben Edmonds is like, I don't know who's who, and that confuses me. You know, that baffles me, which is who's who, who's doing what. But he suspects Duane is doing the most lead, but guess what? Really, outside of Dreams, which only has Duane because Dickie left the studio the day that they recorded, he and Dickie split all guitar duties. Lester Bangs, the great Lester Bangs, was emphatic in his praise. And he was really one of the Allman Brothers Band's first converts outside of the South. He declared the Allman Brothers Band the real deal. For all the white blues bands proliferating today, it's still inspiring when the real article comes along. A white group who've transcended their schooling to produce a volatile blues rock sound of pure energy, inspiration, and love. You called the Allman Brothers music authentic, and authenticity is absolutely 100% in the eye of the beholder. It puts the music in a different category for you. At least it does for me. I imagine that's true for most of you. I love how Lester Bangs captures this. They're so good, they blew my mind and changed my mind, and he hears it on the first record. The Allman Brothers Band, meanest, hardest traveling music. Vitamin ABB. Trust me, I'm a doctor.